Are you tired of lagging and want to improve your FPS and overall experience in Rust? Well, Rust has a lot of settings to choose from which can easily leave new players to feel overwhelmed or just straight up clueless of what they actually do. So in this video, I'm going to go over the best FPS settings in Rust and also for Windows to make sure your PC is as optimized as possible. Now, if this video has helped you in any way, don't forget to subscribe and like, as this really helps the channel grow and allows me to create more helpful videos like this one. Now let's get into the video. So moving on to the Rust options now, I'm going to cover a low end, a medium and a high end PC. And for these first 6 options here, they're going to be the exact same for the low, medium and high. So therefore, I'm only going to go through it once. So the field of view, you want this on max, head bob off. You want crosshair, you want that on. If you're using a third-party program like Crosshair X or something, turn this one off. Hit cross, you have to keep this one on. Hurt flash, turn this one off. And then these here, they're kind of optional, you know. Just have a read through and see what you think is best. But if not, just copy exactly what I've got. These ones are completely optional. I would suggest turning this one off. And this one definitely has to be on underwear or else you'll lag if it's on these two. So coming down further, max Gibbs has to be on 0. If you turn this one up, if someone breaks something, it's just going to put a lot of debris everywhere and it's just going to make you lag. So turn this one completely to 0. Doesn't matter what PC you got. Creation effects, you can turn this one on if you got a decent PC, but that's optional. RGB lighting, if you got a really low end, turn this one off. If not, optional. User interface is completely optional and up to you. Copy exactly what I've got. I think these are the best, like I've said. But there's heaps of things to go through, you know. Stuff like the global chat, you know, that's kind of useless to me and just toxic, so I turn it off. Other stuff like these game tips, you know, if you keep it on, it's just going to lag you, but it's optional. I would suggest turning it off. Copy exactly what I've got here. Gestures, optional. Audio, completely optional. I've got these musics turned down here, the menu and the normal music. It's just a little bit irritating. Up to you. Controls, optional again. This is what I've got. Now coming down to the screen, select the resolution you've got. If you want stretch resolution, this is where you'll click that here. Full screen mode, VSync has to be off. FPS limit, put this one down to 0 and this one will just uncap your FPS. Turn these two off. Now going straight onto the lower end PC. So if you've got the, you know, something really bad, I'm talking straight nasty, give these a go first. Turn this one on potato, but however, this one doesn't affect too much, so try potato first. However, if, you know, your PC can handle it, try turning it up to medium. But yeah, if not, start off with potato, turn everything down to 0. Draw distance, you need this up a little bit, try 1000. Grass displacement as well, you do need this one on, as if you walk over a gun or something, you can find it easier as it pushes down the grass. Global rendering, leave this one on, maybe turn it down to something like 1000. Yeah, turn everything off. No, put this one exactly 1000, and yeah, just copy exactly what I've got here. All these down to 0, and yeah, this is quite good. Like I said, if your PC can handle this, try turning this one up a little bit to medium or something. Turn this draw distance up just a little bit if you can handle it. Image effects, the only one I would suggest turning on here is sharpen. This is optional. It's kind of a personal preference thing. Like this is pretty much optional. I'm not going to go over this again. Up to you. Experimental, turn these first 3 off. Keep this one on, but give this one a go. You know, if it starts doing something crazy, turn it off. Optimized loading as well is optional. Try it with it off. If not, try it with it on partial and turn this one down, depending on how much you can handle, but give this one a go. Now moving on to the medium settings, I would suggest turning this graphics quality straight up to medium. This doesn't affect your FPS as much as you would think, so give medium a go. If your PC can handle that quite well, even try considering giving high a go as well. Shader level, I would turn this one up just over 300, as this will make the game look a lot better. So go about 302 or 1 or something, just go 302. Draw distance, crank this one up to 1500. If you can handle it, go 2000. So we'll put it there. Global render distance as well, try turn this one up as well. I'm going to put it on max. Now coming down here to the mesh quality, I would turn the particle quality up to 10. Turn these two here down to halfway. One goes to 50. Not too important. Terrain quality, put that on 10. I would put this one on 50. Grass quality, and leave the decor quality to 0. Image effects, this is where, like I said, sharpen's optional again, but this is where you can start adjusting the anti-aliasing. This is completely optional, and it's more of a personal preference thing. I like to keep them off, optional. This here, I would try turning this one on, is my suggestion. And this optimized loading, try turn it on and see how the GC buffer goes. If not, just crank it up if it's going good. Now moving on to the highest settings. So these are going to be my personal settings that I use. I've got an RTX 3080, a Ryzen 9 5900X, and 32 gigabytes of RAM. So if you got better than me, you know, you obviously can crank it right up, but this is what I do and this is what I find works the best. So graphics quality, I put this one on high, and this doesn't have too much of a performance hit. And if you can handle it, just turn it on ultra, it should be fine. If not, try high. I'm going to leave it on that. Shadow quality, you can turn this one up to either 1 or 2, depending on your PC. I'm going to go 1. Water quality, you can turn this one on as well. Water reflections is optional. And like I said, these two here, the shadow quality water, you can try to turn these up more, depending on your PC. Draw distance is max. Shader level, I normally go about 350, 340. Now moving on, this one here is optional. This does actually help you a lot if someone's at a further distance, you know, and you want to see them more clearly, or they're hiding in bushes and stuff. Give this one a bit of a go. It's all depending on your PC. These two should be on max and on. Scrolling down. So for the mesh quality, I turn particle quality on 50. I keep these two the same. And then I just turn the terrain quality up to 50 as well, and the decor quality up to 45. Now my suggestion is, if you got quite a decent PC, you can crank these up a little bit, but I find that this is the perfect sweet spot for my PC, as it doesn't really affect the performance too much. However, it makes the game look better. Image effects as well, these two are completely optional. I actually do turn them off. Crank that up if you want to. Like I said, I turn these ones off. Experimental, crank this one right up and leave that one on, and the optimized loading on partial. So now moving on to some Windows options, you just want to click start and then type in capture and click on capture settings. And then you just want to turn off the background recording. So normally this is on, turn it off, and then turn off the recorded audio. You then want to go to the game bar, turn this one off as well. And then you want to go to the game mode and turn this one on. So this one just pretty much optimizes your PC ready to play games. Then we're going to do the power settings. So just type in power settings. And then you just want to go to additional power settings and then just put this one on AMD Ryzen high performance. If you don't have that, just put it on high performance. And this pretty much just makes sure that your PC uses as much power as it can to, you know, boost performance. Then you want to go into graphics settings, so hit start again, type in graphics, go to the graphics settings, and then you just want to turn this one on, and it reduces latency and improves performance. And then you want to add the Rust itself, so just hit browse as well, and you just want to go to your SSD or wherever it's installed. So mine's in my SSD, Steam library, Steam apps, common, go down to Rust, and then just add the application here, add. Turn this one on high performance as well. And then I like to as well add the Rust client just to be safe. I'm going to add that as well and just click high performance. And with this one too, you need to restart your PC. However, I would just watch this video to the end and then reset your PC then. Then you want to go to location settings. So start again, type in location settings. This one here, location privacy settings, and just turn this one off. And this pretty much just saves that extra juice in your PC, you know. Stuff like this, you know, just takes a little bit from your CPU, as it's just more background apps, and yeah, you don't really need it, so turn it off. Just hit Alt Control Delete, and then you just want to bring out the task manager, go to the startup, and pretty much just disable anything that's going to be useless to you. So stuff like I've got the CC cleaner off, Hamachi, you know, IQ, all these things, Java, disable all of these, you know, Microsoft Edge, OneDrive, you don't need it. Obviously, if you need it, keep it on. So I've disabled everything but the main stuff. You know, I've got Spotify and stuff like that. I like that starting up with my PC. But yeah, you know, Vanguard, if not, turn the rest off. Now for background apps, hit start again, type in background apps. And pretty much that, with this one, is really optional of what you want. So you pretty much just want to turn off everything that is useless to you. So as you can see, these are some of the stuff that I've turned off. I've got here Xbox console, you know, the Windows clock, tips, sticky notes, all these sort of things is going to take CPU. So just turn off whatever's useless to you. There's stuff like this here, I need to turn that off. You know, Copilot, turn all these sort of background apps off that are useless to you. So just copy what I've got. So just turn off whatever I've got here. Now for the Nvidia control panel, right click your desktop, go to the control panel, and you just want to go to the top, and you want to pick this one here. If you need to scale it, but put this one all the way to performance, give you the most FPS. Come down to manage 3D settings and just scroll down, and you want to change this one here, power management mode. Put this one on maximum performance. It's normally set on normal, maximum performance. And this one here as well, the texture, filtering, quality, I put this one on high performance as well. You know, normally it's on quality. If you put it on high performance, it's just going to boost your FPS as much as you can. And these settings are good as, you know, it's going to give you the most FPS without changing too much. Then you just want to hit the program settings, and then you want to add your Rust file. So just hit browse, go to your SSD or whatever it's located. You already know SSD, Steam library, Steam apps common, and Rust. And then you want to make sure this one here, it's just the Rust application, the one with the biggest file. You can add the Rust client too, just to be safe, which I've done in previous. So I'm just going to click that, open. As you can see, rust.exe. And then you just want to come down here and just make sure right here it's on high performance. We got power management mode. That's on prefer maximum performance. We've selected here that it's our graphics card. Just copy exactly what I've got here for these 5 settings in the bold text. Scrolling down further to the change resolution, make sure it's on the good refresh rate that you want. And now this is where I would suggest that you turn the digital vibrance up. So normally around, I'd say about 65 is a sweet spot. You should turn this on, as it will make your game look so much better. And it just adds more sort of vibrance, you know, to your game. It makes it more stand out. After, just hit apply and should be all good. So stretch resolution allows your screen to be sort of stretched, and it allows you sort of more to see stuff around you. It's more of a personal preference thing. Most people that do stretch resolution are on really low-end computers. So if you do want to do that, right click your desktop again, go to the Nvidia control panel just like before. And then you want to click down here to change resolution, and you want to select your stretch resolution that you want. So I'm going to put up on screen now of some of the most common stretch resolutions that you do. So if you do want to do it, for example, I'm going to choose this one here, 1600 by 900. You just want to hit apply here first. Then you want to open up Rust and go into your options, and then just go to screen, and then you want to select the resolution here. So we had 1600 by 900, and then you want to hit apply. So this pretty much just makes sure that your computer is in sync with your in-game resolution, if you get me. So moving on to the launch options, I'm going to leave this one in the description below. So pretty much you just want to fill out exactly what your PC specs are. So what you need to fill out is the rate here. So this is just the hertz of your monitor. So I've got 240, and you just want to make sure there's a space in between, and then just put your whatever you got, 144 or 60, whatever it is, minus 240, and then just make sure there's obviously a space after. For your max memory, this is just how much RAM you've got. So I've got 32 gigabytes of RAM, so you put that one in here. And by the way, I will leave the conversions down in the description below. So for 8 gigabytes, 16 gig, I'll put that all down below. And yeah, you just copy and paste and you put it in. So like I said, you got your hertz here, you got your memory in this one, and then moving on to your CPU count, I've got 12 cores. I'll just put that in there, and then the exThreads, I've got 24, and normally this is just cpuCount, and you can find out this pretty much just by going, you know, the Alt Control Delete, going to your task manager, clicking on performance, and as you can see here, I've got 32 gigabyte of RAM. Therefore, I match it up here. You know, your CPU count, I'm going to click on CPU. I've got 12 cores. I'll put that one in here. And the logical processors, 24. And to find out the hertz of your monitor, we've talked about it before. Just type in display, advanced display setting, and you can see my monitor here. So I've got dual screen for display 1. That's my refresh rate. So it's 239, but just put 240 and that's fine. So put it in there and it's all good. Another quick suggestion I do got is if you got a dual monitor, I do actually suggest turning this off, especially if you're trying to get the max, you know, FPS that you can. But anyways, copy and paste what you've got in here. Then you want to go to your Steam, hit store, go to library, go to your Rust, hit properties, and then in this will be obviously not here, but just in the general, go down to launch options, just copy and paste, and it should be good. And then just get out of it, and then you can right click and hit properties, and just to check that it's saved. And as you can see, it is. Another one I would do as well is just checking that it's actually installed on your SSD. So hit installed files, and as you can see, it's telling me right here it's on my SSD. The drive is E. And yeah, if it's not installed on an SSD, I highly suggest that you do, just to really speed up those load times. And if you don't have an SSD, I would suggest getting one. They're quite cheap. You know, you can get a 250 gigabyte one now, you know, for like 80 bucks or whatever it is. Steam up here in the top left, hit settings. Now for me personally, go to the notifications. I love to turn all of this off. So I find that sometimes, you know, when your friend messages you on Steam, or when a friend comes online or joins a game, and you know, it pops up in the bottom right hand corner here, it does kind of lag stutter you a little bit, especially if you're on a low end PC. It can really stutter your computer. So I've known from experience with older computers that I used to play on, so I would suggest turning this all off just to, you know, stop that stuttering. Next, I would come down to the library, and right here it says low performance mode. If you're on a really low end PC, I would suggest turning this on just to give you that little bit extra boost. So one of the last ones I've got is just checking for Windows Update, just to make sure you're up to the latest version. So hit start, click Windows Update, and then just click right here, check for updates, and now, you know, just to make sure your PC's up to date. And once it's up to date, as you can see here, I do suggest clicking right here, pause updates, and you know, just spam click this multiple times and it'll pump it up here, just to ensure that your PC doesn't auto update. You know, you might be playing a game and it just starts updating, it might lag the shit out of you. So this will prevent that. And if you want to, you know, fix that up, just click resume updates, and you know, you can spam click it again just to, you know, stack on the time. And lastly, updating your graphics drivers as well can help your FPS. You know, new drivers as well, they tend to pretty much just create better efficiency for your graphics card. So I suggest updating them. So just go to the Nvidia website. I'll leave this link in the description below. And then, yeah, just search up what you've got. So, you know, you select what you got, GeForce. You know, if you got an AMD graphics card, obviously you got to go to their website. But yeah, I've got the 30 series, then I got the 3080, and then yeah, just follow it down, what you want, and then just click start search. And then after that, you get the point, guys. Just come down here and find your latest driver. So you can see here the Studio and the GeForce Game Ready. I'm going to download this one, come on the 5th of December. So just download that, and yeah, just go through. You know, after you download it, just go through and install it. And lastly, guys, this is the final step. Maybe if you've tried everything that you can in this video and you're still lagging a lot, and maybe you haven't reformatted your computer in a long time, maybe like 5-10 years or something, I would suggest reformatting your computer. So just hit start, type in reset, and yeah, follow this right here. This is quite deadly, you know what I mean? But, you know, I wouldn't suggest doing this unless you've got no other choice, you know. Maybe, you know, you've done all these steps and there's just nothing else to do. I would suggest reformatting your PC, as this will pretty much just, you know, a clean slate. It will get rid of all the junk that's on there or whatever. But obviously, you know, keep in mind, you need to back up your old files. You know, you need a Windows key. You get my point. You know, it's a lot of effort. But yeah, just keep this one in mind if you explored all options and there's nothing left. Anyways guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thanks for watching, and hopefully these settings have helped you decrease your FPS and made the game more enjoyable. Please comment down below as well if there's any other additional ways that you know of to increase your FPS that maybe I haven't mentioned in this video. And yeah, thanks for watching.